Hello, everybody. Welcome to another DragonCon Town Hall where we are celebrating the premiere of Bridgerton, apparently.
Yes.
That's a thing?
Huzzah. Indeed. Indeed. Team Poland all the way.
So with that, I want to welcome Dame Caitlin and Sir Teddy, who are here hanging out.
And we have Lord Tony P. But of course, or Viscount or Duke, whatever title you prefer, sir.
I didn't even know those were things. I'm just hoping for Penelope Featherington. That's all I know about Bridgerton.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know this season. That, some your favorite teas, and how to make a scone. That's all you need to know. She was
on one of the morning talk shows, so I know, like, oh,
you're like her. Yeah, with that face. Yeah, that her.
How about you, Caitlin? Who do you stan?
I am a big Pollen fan. It's been building up the past couple seasons, so I'm really into it. But I'm a big Kate and Anthony girl. Season 2, they were perfect.
Weren't they?
We're just manifesting some Bridgerton casts. Come on, come to DragonCon. Come on, manifesting. That's all you can do, right? Just manifest. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is our second town hall of the convention season. Where's the time gone?
I was shocked when we had the last one, and it's coming around again.
Gosh, less than 100 days out? Something like that. Don't ask me math questions. I don't know. It's Bridgerton season time. No math is involved. But we have such a big show today and really jam-packed with some cool guests. Should we get started?
Let's do it. We got a lot. So let's get moving so you can get back to your show.
My scones are in the oven burning as we speak. So our first guest is the director of costuming, Lee Cox. Hello, Lee.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Lee, how you doing? We have a lot of costume contests. So we figured, we'd bring you on and hopefully you can help out folks, let them know what's going on and what they need to do to enter each one. So where do we start when it comes to costume contests?
Well, that's a great question, Tony. Let's start from the beginning.
Yes, but first, I am on my handy-dandy laptop going to pull it up so we can follow along on the page. So we're going to go to dragoncon.org. Let me see. All right. And then things to do. Programming. And then contests. All right. And there it is. Technology. There we go.
Look at that.
Look at that. All right. We're ready to go.
Okay, so there's been a little bit of confusion about which contest one should enter, but we're clarifying that today. Let's start with Thursday. There are 3 contests on Thursday. Yes, on Thursday. We're kicking it off pretty early. The first one is the Muscle Nerds contest, where that is about bodybuilding as well as costuming. And then next up is the Bunny Hutch costume contest. That is both a party and a costume contest, and you can see the prizes listed right there.
Ooh, those are some good-looking prizes.
Yes, yes. And then we also have the Page to Stage costume contest that is being done by the Fantasy Literature track. They've got some amazing prizes as well.
And that's just Thursday. That's, I guess, technically the con has already started. And then that brings us to Friday.
Mm-hmm. Now, on Friday is when the Hall costume contest starts. That runs Friday through Sunday. And then Friday night is the Friday night costuming contest. And there's been a little bit of confusion between the Friday night costuming contest and the Masquerade, which we'll cover when I discuss the Masquerade.
Oh, I can clear that up, actually. I think the host on the Friday night are better. I think that's the difference.
I have to be biased, but I mean, one's on screen with me right now.
We're trying to get one of the hosts from Masquerade, not named Tony, to maybe come join my team. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Is that a bit of tea?
Sorry, Lee, I interrupted. What else do we
That's
have?
okay. That's okay. So on Saturday, we've got, let's see, we have the Cults of DragonCon costume contest.
Ooh. Those are always the coolest.
And if you're familiar with any of the cults and DragonCon, that's what this contest is about. So bring out your costumes made with Marriott carpet, your potato, your googly eyes, all of that kind of stuff.
Andre's googly eye.
And you probably noticed by now that the prizes for all of these contests have been bumped up from last year. So I think everyone's going to be extremely excited about what we have to offer.
Ooh. That sounds awesome. Oh my goodness.
And the animation anime costume contest is on Saturday. That's done by both the animation and the anime track.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a fan of animation or anime, this could be the contest for you.
Kind of seems like there's a contest for everyone. That's so awesome.
Oh yeah. Speaking of contests for everyone, there's a Miss Star Trek Universe pageant on Sunday. Yeah. And that's interesting. Check that out, whether you're a contestant or just someone sitting in the audience. You need to check that out. And then there's also the Star Wars costume contest on Sunday. So if you're into Star Wars, definitely consider entering that contest. And then last but not least is the Masquerade. That's Sunday night. That's the big one.
And Lee, you said
Now,
there's some confusion. So what is the difference between the Friday night and the Masquerade?
Okay, the difference between the two, Friday night costuming contest focuses on craftsmanship. So if you put a lot of work into your costume, then the Friday night costume contest is for you. Masquerade focuses on presentation. If you've got a skit, you want to sing, some type of variety act, that is what the Masquerade is for. And in the past, we've had folks that really should have been in the Friday night costuming contest participate in the Masquerade, because the grand prize for the Masquerade was $500 and the grand prize for Friday night costuming contest was $250. But this year you have no excuse not to enter the Friday night costuming contest, because the grand prize is $500 for both.
Ooh.
So we're very excited about that.
And
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, those are some great prizes. Oh my goodness.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now, I almost forgot about the Mad Makeup Mashup Contest. That too is on Sunday, and basically contestants are given 45 minutes to do a complete look. They have to use all of the makeup that's on the table and nothing else.
That is so cool and stressful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I guess an honorable mention, robot battles.
You can't forget about robot battle.
Yeah,
it's not a costume, but it's certainly a contest. And you don't want to leave them out. That's also fun.
And
I think maybe it's not part of your area, Lee, but it's fun. We should go. We'll go Monday morning.
Oh yeah,
It is fun.
We'll all jump in. Now, Lee, how do people sign up for these different costume contests?
Well, go to the website for the various tracks that are hosting these. Costuming Track is hosting the Friday Night Costuming Contest, the Mad Makeup Mashup, and the Cults of DragonCon. I'm happy to say Cults of DragonCon registration is on site. You do not have to pre-register. Same thing with the Mad Makeup Mashup. The Friday Night Costuming Contest will start registration on June the 1st. It's my understanding that Page to Stage is already doing pre-registration as we speak. Bunny Hutch starts on July the 1st. And the rest are all on site, I believe.
So Lee, thank you so much. It's a lot. It's, but to Caitlin's point, there is something for everybody, whether you want to do a skit, you want to do Star Trek, Star Wars, do makeup, or battle robots and more. There's something for everyone. So Lee, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out and explaining all that for us. I know it's a lot to keep up with, but it's really appreciated.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, Lee, have a good one.
You too.
Bridgerton Wave. I've got one character.
Bridgerton Wave.
Bridgerton Wave. Oh man, those were some pretty amazing prizes that are coming out this year. Oh my goodness.
I might have to enter. I don't know what I would do. I'll leave that up to maybe Tony G to come up with something for me. We'll figure it out. But if you do have questions, you should always feel comfortable to email the DragonCon office, and that's dragoncon@dragoncon.org. I know plenty of people that have had questions about things, and the email, they always get back. They always do their best to provide info.
It's the permanent information services booth. Throughout the year, they're there all the time, except when Jen and her lovely team take over on site.
What?
Oh, hey guys.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Speaking of questions, I have a very important question for you.
This is awkward. Like you did.
Yeah. We're talking about questions, and I just want to ask you both, how are you doing? Are you doing all right? You doing good?
Doing wonderful.
Doing well?
Doing great.
That's awesome, because we want to continue the excitement and the just general joy that we're presenting today, and we want to talk about some announcements about some things if you guys are interested in hearing some fun announcements.
I'm always ready for the tea. Let's go.
Yeah, all right. So we're gonna kind of bridge the costume contests in the past.
Bridge.
Not
we were Bridger. Yeah, I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
Bridgerton Wave all time.
That's right.
And Teddy doing it. It's perfect.
Get Teddy there. Yeah. So in order to bridge onto the costume contest that we're talking about, we also kind of want to talk about who might be hosting some things. Yeah. In the past, I've hosted the Cult Contest. Tony, you've also possibly hosted the Friday Night Costume
I've
Contest.
hosted Friday Night. Yeah, which
right.
premiere contest.
Right. So there's a bunch of familiar faces doing these contests, but I want to get to the big one and talk about the Masquerade host this year, because it's they're just gonna crash in here, I suppose.
Why am I on camera?
This isn't awkward at all. Yeah.
What is happening?
Not at all.
So
is that Eddie's box?
I think in theory that's Eddie's box.
We don't have that. The celebrities don't join this.
No.
There's no way.
Is that Eddie's box?
There's no way there's a celebrity here.
No.
I saw a celebrity dot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah.
Hey, we've had hosts that have been bouncing dots on the screen before.
You're teasing us. You're teasing us.
It's Stephen, Tony. It's Stephen. You got to be patient. Tea takes time.
He's in LA picking up his kid, so we might be on camera in a second.
It's the middle of the day in Hollywood. These folks have things to do.
Yeah,
he's been on the highway for the last 14 hours trying to pick up his kid. We know how this goes.
He's just hanging out under a palm tree, just looking at the beautiful ocean,
Some in and out.
In and out. Okay, I do have a hot take. Not an in and out.
Can you guys hear me?
I'm sorry. There he is.
We almost heard him.
You guys hear me?
Eddie, are you there?
Yeah,
we
can hear you. Hey, friend.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know why the camera's not working. Hi guys, I don't know why the camera's not working. Maybe that's for the best because I'm old and decrepit.
How dare you? How dare you?
I don't know because it says my camera should be working, so I apologize. I'm still on the road with Jackie. Can you turn that down, babe? Still on the road, and we're almost home. Listen, I'm like a minute from my house. I'm gonna go inside the house and sign on my laptop, and so we can do this the correct way. Does that sound all right?
Sounds cool, man. We'll see you in a minute.
Perfect.
So come on back.
All right. We'll see you guys in a minute. I'll call right back.
I still don't believe. I think that's somebody.
I think it's someone else. I don't
in
think
their house doing an impression.
We have lots of
Of
voice
course,
actor
they couldn't
friends.
come on camera.
right.
Have you not seen Catfish?
I don't believe it for 1 second.
I'm skeptical. I am skeptical. Much like Caitlin's opinions on In-N-Out Burger.
I'm sorry,
skeptical.
guys. Like,
It's an overrated burger.
it is. Like, I can't.
Double.
No, the animal style could not. Too greasy. Just like everything about it could not. I have very controversial burger opinions. Five Guys fan. What else? Shake Shack.
We're just losing fans left and right now.
We are, and I'm sorry, and I take full responsibility of that.
You're a monster.
I really truly am.
So why did we pop up on camera? What were you talking about the Masquerade?
We were talking about the
What's going
Masquerade, and you
on?
guys just kind of showed up. It was like a summoning spell, if you would, of sorts.
Manifest.
We can't talk about the
manifesting.
Masquerade with hosts for the Masquerade, Tony. And is the tea true? Are y'all maybe wanting to host the Masquerade again this year?
I guess I can't imagine that Eddie would have popped up on the screen, as brief as it was, without him wanting to come and play one more time at DragonCon. Well, that makes it official. If there's a picture of us, then it's official. Look at that.
That was
my
the
God.
magic of last year's Masquerade, wasn't it? That was just fantastic.
I love
Yeah, Bearded Barbie had a long night. Yeah.
I love it. I love the dedication. But do you have any hints for this year? What you're gonna possibly be?
Well, to tell you would be like defying gravity. But it might make us popular to maybe talk about it. But I don't know. I don't know.
My theater girl heart is beaming.
Tony's just being wicked right now. Awful.
Oh, look, apparently I'm going to some kind of shiz university. Wonder what that's about.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, that is what that says on the screen.
Yes, SHIZ.
I will pretend that I have no knowledge of Broadway shows and say, I got nothing from those hints.
Okay,
I did
cool.
see a
Yeah,
goat.
Munchkin, I do like those from the donut place. I'm not sure either.
I did see a goat that showed up on screen today, so I'm excited.
I'm going to be the talking goat. I'm as old as one. Oh my gosh,
all right, so
funny.
Tony, you make it sound like Eddie is coming.
Yeah, Eddie's back.
I know the fans every year they want Eddie here.
Yes.
He's been coming for how long has Eddie McClintock been helping you with this? And how did y'all even?
I think this will be our 8th year hosting together.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And is
We've
this
been
gentleman,
hosting for
is he a
quite a
glutton
while.
for punishment?
I think that he just loves it and loves the fans. I mean, it's the pinnacle costume contest of the weekend. It's been a tradition for well over 30 years. So we have to pay honor for. There's my friend.
Speaking of,
it's
really him.
We were
Faster.
stretching the bit.
Me.
Oh my
Yay!
Sorry for the confusion, guys.
You mean you added to the excitement? That's all it was.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me, and hi out there in DragonCon land. Thank you for. Looks like Tony and I are going to do this again, and it's my favorite time of the year. DragonCon is I consider it my home con, and I just love this thing that I've been able to develop with Tony. So thank you guys.
Back at
That's,
you, buddy.
Eddie, your timing couldn't have been any better. Tony was just saying how much fun you have, how much you enjoyed, hanging out with the fans and doing all this, which brings me to my question. In the past, there's been shirts. Are we doing the shirt thing again this year?
Yes. This past year, some stuff came up, and I just didn't have. I was unable to get shirts produced, but it's funny because most people, now that I've been there for like 30 years in a row, they've purchased every one of my different photographs, and so they basically come for the T-shirt. And so I had disappointed a lot of people this past year, but I shan't do it again.
Not disappointment, anticipation.
Yes.
You always leave them wanting more, and life does happen. So I, certainly don't beat yourself up for that. And like Caitlin said, now we can anticipate after a wait, a new shirt this year.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there anything you can tell us about him? Any hints? Anything you want to share?
A lot of times I do like I did the Regents so I did a Regents T-shirt that it didn't necessarily say Warehouse 13 all over it, but if you kind of knew, it was kind of an inside thing. So I like doing something that looks like one thing, but the people that are Warehouse 13 fans, they
like
know
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
They can clock each other easily. Those of us that are the fans. Yeah,
exactly.
That's fantastic news, guys. I'm really excited that you two are going to be back. Tony was mentioning that I believe it's the 8th year that you guys are doing the hosting together. And if the past few years have been any indication, it's going to be just magical this year. And I can't wait to see what you all bring to the stage this year. So thank you both so much for coming tonight. Eddie, you're a rock star for meeting us on the highway and joining us here from your living room.
It's my pleasure.
Can't wait to see you face to face in a couple of months. And fellas, we'll see you in a couple months at the Masquerade and other events throughout the show.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Thank you for being here today.
Wasn't that fun? That was great. So
that was amazing.
Wonderful. So before we get to the Q&A, there's one final announcement. If we're cool with that, are we cool?
There's more?
There's always more.
Oh my God.
How long have we been doing these town halls? Come on, there's always more.
Always more.
We just drip it out here.
There can't be more. Like,
there
just
can't be more.
By definition.
We're
already overflowing with information. But let's talk about the fact that we want to make sure that all of our DragonCon fans are going to check out our sister show, which is coming up not this weekend, but next weekend, MomoCon. And it kind of kicks off the summer season of the conventions over Memorial Day weekend. It's just a great time.
Yeah, and to my understanding, the dates have shifted. So it's Friday through Monday this year. So you just go straight through Memorial Day. So hopefully some of y'all have a holiday, hang out, spend it at MomoCon Friday through Monday.
Gosh, and not to mention the cosplays are going to be insanely good. And there's so much gaming choices and such a huge anime focus. And it's going to be in the Georgia World Congress Center and the Omni Hotel.
Yeah, and it's really kind of expanded and taking over. So like we had to shift. Normally the convention starts on Thursday, ends on Sunday. But as Tony mentioned, we've started on Friday, ended on Monday. And costumes are plenty. And also lots of panels. You might see some other familiar faces there moderating some panels this year. This will be, I don't know, 3rd or 4th year. So there's my schedule, which I quickly threw together earlier today. I don't know if
good
it's live yet. But yeah, I'm moderating 2 panels and helping run questions where I sit in the audience to help the audience kind of form their question before they bring the people. But my 2 big highlights of the panels that I'm moderating, you can check me out with the actors of Baldur's Gate with Samantha Biart and Sissy Jones on Saturday. And then on Sunday, hoot, I'm a huge Owl House fan as well. Sissy Jones also joining me again for that panel, along with Owl House creator Dana Terrace and star of the show, Sarah Nicole Robles. So I'm a huge Baldur's Gate nerd. I'm a huge Owl House nerd. So to be able to have this opportunity to moderate these 2 shows at MomoCon is going to be excitement. But there's lots of programming there to be found between voice actors from Japan, animators, things like that. I'm actually helping a panel that's just purely about the animation side. So it's not just a pop culture con, but it's an industry con too. I definitely come check it out if you're in Atlanta next weekend.
Man, that's awesome, Crispy. So yeah, folks at DragonCon, y'all know Crispy. Go say hello. Go to his panels. And then Tony G, the other lesser Tony that was just on the screen, he's going to be there as well. Go say hello to him. He's doing some D&D, kicking off Wizards of the Coast 50-year anniversary.
Yeah, he's
goodness.
He's doing a lot.
He's getting up there in age. You also see pros and guests from DragonCon. So when you go to MomoCon, you're not, if it's your first time, you'll see plenty of people you know, plenty of people you recognize. So go and hang out and check them out.
Absolutely. I heard the campaign was possibly based on Studio Ghibli. Maybe. I think so. That's going to be so exciting to see. You got to check it out.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm really hoping to see some of your faces. If you're in town, I hope to see some of y'all there with us at MomoCon next weekend. But before we wrap up our DragonCon Town Hall, we would like to get some questions from the audience. If our fantastic social media team has been collecting questions for us, we'll answer them for y'all right here live.
All right.
Wow. And by live, look, hey, a little inside baseball, folks, they are adding them to the thing as we speak. And the first one said, hey, who's going to answer these questions?
I think that's a great idea.
I've been talking for a while.
The first question is, will there be single day memberships at DragonCon? So if Tony G is around, he can pop in and answer that. I know what normally happens, but I don't want to speak for them. Tony, can you help us out?
Sure. What was the question?
Despite my bad talking you, I need some help now.
We need help.
That's okay. Will there be single day memberships at DragonCon? Yes, but there's always a but. Information about what kind of single day memberships or possibly partial weekend memberships that would be made available for fans won't be made known until we collect all of the data of our pre-sales thus far, so that we would know how many more that we would have available for sale. So that information is usually doled out the last week of July, with whatever we have available to be made on sale August 1st. So some years we have certain days that aren't available. Some years we have partial weekend badges available. Some years we don't. It's really going to depend on the data. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of heavy hitting guests to be announced later this summer. So it's looking real tight. It's going to be a full show, kids.
You know,
does that answer your question? Is that what's happening?
I don't get any kickback. But if you're able to, afford it financially, I would just suggest getting the 4-day, the full pass.
Yeah.
It's just a lot easier than hoping and seeing, and especially if you get it sooner than later, you save a couple bucks.
It's a big, especially
that's my advice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to ask a question too. All right. What about the has-been hotel guests? How does that work to get them or others to DragonCon?
I mean, I'm a huge Has-Been fan, and so Has-Been, the whole Helliverse and things like that. Has-Been Hotel definitely has kind of taken over Storm, so we recognize each other as fans out there. But one of the best ways to get your creators, your professionals, your actors, they have to apply for the convention, and so you want to get them in touch. There's a form that they fill out on the website. Either they do it themselves personally, or they have an agent who fills it out for them. There are multiple ways for them to get across, but Tony's going to have some more details for us about that.
Yes. May 31st is the cutoff-ish for the guest application. So you've got a couple of weeks left to get agents, managers, or the talent themselves to apply to let us know that they're interested in coming to the show. I do not sit on the guest selection committee, but I know that there's a really great group of people that sit there and try to balance all of the talent across all of the different tracks and areas of the show so that everyone has a little bit of representation. So it's a difficult process, and it is a slow process because you're dealing with sometimes people that don't even live in this country and navigating how we're going to get them here, that kind of thing, and negotiating those contracts. So get them to fill out that form. The due date is around May 31st-ish. So time's a ticking. Let's go.
That's fantastic.
All right, I got another one. So, Friday night costume contest, as Lee mentioned, is the fine details of the costuming. But Tony, as someone who hosts the Masquerade, what exactly is that? How long has it been going on? What makes it different and unique?
Well, it is kind of like the mother of all of our costume contests, and it's been around for over 30 years. It really highlights and focuses the skits and the personalities of the people that are wanting to have a moment to kind of perform on the stage, whether they're lip syncing or doing an interpretive dance or some kind of choreographed number. There is a time limit of like 90 seconds per skit. So it's just quick and easy, and you're out of the way to go on with your evening. So we have been highlighting those for many, many years. And that sets it apart from the other costume contests, which really kind of rely on the more niche description. Like, the Star Wars costume contest is obviously going to probably reward those contestants that are dressed as Star Wars characters or inspired by Star Wars in some way. Whereas the Masquerade is like, it's for everyone, for everything. If you want to come and juggle, go for it, do it, perform, entertain the audience. But it is a staple. It's been around for so long. It fills the ballroom, and we even have overflow seating, and it's broadcast to all of the hotel rooms. So one year, the analytics told us that there were over 25,000 people watching the Masquerade live when it unfolded. So it is single-handedly the biggest thing that we do at DragonCon.
It's definitely sillier than some of the other contests, and I mean that with highest regard. It's a lot of fun.
Man.
It definitely
And
puts first.
the host usually sometimes dress up.
Sometimes, maybe. Some Broadway.
Yes, sometimes maybe, yeah.
Sometimes maybe.
Maybe.
Well, Tony P, you had mentioned Friday night costume contest. I want to call back a little bit because we actually, when we were talking about costume contests earlier, I think we might have skipped over the video game costume contest, which was also on Friday. Now, it's my understanding that the links on the website are a little broken right now. That's okay. Technology is grand. Our wonderful site wizards are going to fix it. But I can tell you that registration occurs in person for this event during the pre-judging segment for the show. So there's no sign up beforehand. It's just show up, do your pre-judging, sign up right there on the spot for your Friday night video game costume contest, which is also one of our many amazing costume contests that Lee has brought us this year.
Awesome. Crispy,
Yes.
thank you. There's so many of them. It's hard to name them all. So thank you for getting us caught up on that one as well. And
I'm going to throw in a random question here. In honor of all these costume contests, if you guys could choose a costume to dress up as, what would you choose?
Is it one that I've not done before, or because I do a lot of costumes?
Your dream one. Like, what would your dream costume be?
Something comfortable and not really a costume.
Hey, that's a good answer too.
I'm a theater kid. I'm used to wearing costumes all the time. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I will say I am getting a costume together alongside Mark Meir and our other host Dot. We always do costumes as well for
the parade. Yes.
So keep an eye out for what we're going to be doing for the parade this year. Be prepared to shelter down for that one. So.
Oh my God.
if comfort's not an issue, I would certainly love to put together a Joker look.
Nice.
Ooh.
Despite wearing a Riddler-esque hat, but no, I would prefer Joker.
Done.
Speaking of DC, mine would be from Wonder Woman 1984, the gold eagle costume she had. Incredible. If I had all the time, all the money, and all the comfortability, that would be my dream.
The Devil in Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Not Labyrinth, Legend.
Legend. Yeah, Tim Curry's Devil.
Tim Curry's Devil. If I had that kind of financing or whatever, it's just because that was probably, because of my age when the movie came out, was like a really startling transformation for that actor. And I was like,
absolutely,
wow.
And I mean, you already drink unicorn blood, so it tracks.
Yeah, works great.
Keeps me youthful. Well, this has been fun, guys. Thanks for including me. That was a nice surprise. I was really answering questions and trying to pull up fan questions, and then I'm all of a sudden on the screen, I'm like, why am I on this camera? So good surprise pulling Eddie in. That was a good one. You guys got me.
We can't talk about the Masquerade without having our two favorite hosts on board. So,
all right, y'all. We'll see you at MomoCon around the corner, and we'll certainly see you at DragonCon. And keep an eye out for more town halls coming soon.
Absolutely. All right, you guys take care. Good night, everyone.
And good
night. Get some water.
Yeah.
Good eve to you, madame.
Good eve. My stones, I think, are burning.